Hi dolls! So today I wanted to try adding hair to my doll and adding hair to his eyebrows and mustache. So first I wanted to get rid of his beard because I just wanted a mustache and eyebrows on his face. So I'm using 100% acetone, pure acetone, to remove the bits of his beard that I don't want any longer. And I thought using a paintbrush would make it easier to define where I wanted the mustache to stop. And I just went in with a paper towel to kind of clean up the mess, the leftover brown from the mustache, from the beard, not the mustache. So I've never actually flocked anything before. Like, I have Barbies that's come with flocking on it, dolls that's come with flocking on it. But I've never actually flocked the doll myself. And I honestly been sitting with this flocking for probably 6 months wanting to do it, but not really sure what I wanted to do. And since I have a project in mind that I'm gonna use this doll for, I decided that I would do the flocking on this doll. And this is a Naturalista doll. That's the flocking that I used. I found it at Michael's. It's called Folk Art Velvet Crush Black. And the instructions say you have to paint it with the color adhesive first, and then let it sit for an hour to dry. And then you have to paint it again and then put the flocking on. I followed the instructions and we'll just see how it turns out. As you can see, I was nervous making this hairline, and I had to stop and go ask my boyfriend how to do a hairline on a man because I was completely unsure. That's when I went and got my chalk and was like, let me draw it first before I completely mess up this guy's hair. And there was a specific design that I wanted for this project. So I tried to get that in there also. And you always got to have a crisp line up in the front. So I was trying to make sure that line was straight as I could get it. So once I figured out how I wanted the hairline to look, I decided to start painting the hairline, trying to use the chalk as a guideline. But it's hard with dolls. I'm not a barber, I'm not a hairdresser, and the symmetry was kicking my butt at this point. I don't even know if I made the hairline low enough. He could have a receding hairline once I'm done with this doll. But I started painting with the adhesive black, and it's very hard. I thought I had the smallest brush that I needed, but I think I might have even needed a smaller brush to paint this on. And I honestly was not sure how low you put the back hair. I was trying to do a design in the back. I don't know where I was going with this, but we'll find out in the end. Hopefully it'll look good. So this is the first coat that I'm painting on now. And I have to let this sit for an hour to dry. So, and my hand was shaking so bad on this hairline. It was like, I don't know. I was trying so hard to get it so straight. Even with the eyebrows and the mustache, like my hand is shaking so bad. Like I'm trying to keep it clean because you can't go back and like cut it like with a knife or a blade or anything to shape it up. So it has to lay clean like it's a fresh cut. And I just couldn't get my hands to stop shaking. I wanted to define the eyebrows a little bit with strokes, but it was no way. There was no way that was going to happen. So I just paint the rest of the hair, rest of the head, which is the easy part. Come to find out, my design in the back was not centered because I turned his head instead of looking from the back of his head down his back. So I'm gonna have to clean that up later. So now we let it sit and let it dry for an hour, and we're back. An hour has passed, it dried, and now I'm just going to paint in sections and then put the flocking on. I started with the eyebrows and the mustache. And going back over it was just as bad because it's still black adhesive paint. So even if I painted it once, if I mess up and go out of the original paint, now he has a black line where there shouldn't have been a black line from before. It looked good when I dusted it off. And I'm like, oh, this is easy. So here we go to the head. And here I gotta go trying to keep these lines straight again. I already messed up one of the line designs and it was kind of no going back. I could have went in with some acetone, but then I already know once I hit it with the acetone, I was just going to make it worse, and then it was a downhill slide from there. And I'm thinking you use it like glitter. Like, you know how you glue something, glitter it, and then you shake it off? I'm thinking that's how you're supposed to use it. I thought going section by section was the best way. It says do it while it's wet. Like, I followed the instructions that was given to me. I didn't go off of the instructions. I followed it thinking like, oh yeah, this is gonna work. But then I see that the flocking isn't catching in certain spots. So I went back with some more flocking, more adhesive, and then more flocking. And I still think it looks good. I put the extra back in the bottle just so I wasn't making a big old mess. And then I go to the back. At this point in the back, I realized that I messed up the back of the head. And I'm trying to make it better. And honestly, I'm thinking like flocking the whole head would be easy. It was those edges that were going to catch me. after I let the flocking sit on the adhesive for over an hour, probably like the next day, I like the way it looked. It looked like a full, like, Caesar cut. I like the lineup. But once I got my paintbrush, I just wanted to, like, shake it off a little bit more. Like, brush off his body with the flocking and kind of brush his face. And once I started brushing, it, like, literally just came off in certain spots. So the flocking didn't even take in certain spots. So that was disappointing. I had to go back in with the adhesive. And I thought if I went in with the adhesive and like immediately flocked it, that would work. But then I was like, well, let me just go ahead and let it sit for an hour first, which I did let it sit. Honestly, I let it sit for over an hour and dry. And then I, like, repeated the process. I didn't do the whole head. I just did the spot step. It was kind of like, it didn't take on. So I let it sit for another hour, probably over an hour again. And I didn't want to, like, get too detailed, because I wanted to look good, but I also wanted to kind of look natural. And, you know, like a natural head, if it's not dyed, you're going to see some scalp. Like, it's not going to be like complete all blackness. Like, you're going to see a little scalp in between if it's a person's real head, unless they dye their head and it gets on their scalp, then it's going to be black. But I didn't want it to be like black. Like, I just wanted to look clean, like a fresh cut, but still like hair. I kind of wanted it to layer up a little bit and get a little thicker on top. Like, I wanted it to be not so clean cut, but I think the only way I could do that is if I actually cut hair and then glue it to the head the way I wanted. And I wasn't doing all that. I was trying to get this flocking down. So this is the second time after I let it dry and I re-adhesed it. So I decided to push it in with the back of my paintbrush to hopefully get it to stick a little better to the adhesive and maybe not have this issue. And then I'm gonna let it sit for another hour or so and then try to brush it off again. Now, if it happens again when I brush it off, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I forgot that I had to redo the eyebrows and the mustache too, so I'm doing that after the fact. But I still pushed it in with my paintbrush, the back of my paintbrush, to get it adhesed, like sunken in. I guess that's the word, like to sink it into the adhesive so it would stick better. And if it don't work this time, I might just use regular white glue. Because I don't want to Mod Podge it, because the whole point is for it to look like real hair. So I let that sit for another hour, and now I chose to use maybe a lighter brush to dust it off, and it still looked like it just didn't sit in certain areas of the head. So this time I'm going to go in with some white glue, just regular school glue, and see if that make it work better. I still had to fix up this back. It still wasn't dead center and it just didn't look right to me. So I'm trying to draw it out so it's how I want it to be. And I'm going to start with the glue in the back and see if it works better than the adhesive that came with the flocking. So there's a couple patches in the head also that just for some reason was not taking this adhesive. I don't know. Like, I got it on clearance at Michael's. It was only $3. Actually, no. I got this one regular price online, Michael's online, and I've had it for a while, so it was sitting for a while. I found some other colors at Michael's recently for $3 a box, and I actually might go back and get some more because the flocking is fine. It's the adhesive that's not working. And as I was pushing it down with the back of my paintbrush, I was looking and was like, well, maybe on my next turn flocking, I'm gonna try and give them some waves. I think that's what I'm gonna do next. Try to give my doll some waves. Some 360 waves. My son would love that. So yeah, I'm just filling in the gaps where the flocking just isn't taking for some reason. Trying to make sure that I keep my hairline as neat as possible. But again, with shaky hands, it's really hard. There's still some points on the eyebrows and the mustache that just was not giving what I wanted it to give. I needed like a 1980s, 70s stash on this man, and I just could not get the stashness that I wanted. I just want to make sure that it's really pressed in there and really it'll stay and not come off after it dries. So while I was waiting for the glue to dry, I decided to just try and fix this line up because it was bothering me so bad. It just kept getting worse and worse. So I took a little bit of the acetone and tried to clean the line up, and it kind of loosened it a little bit, but I had to go in with my box cutter razor to try to really get it cleaned up and get the extra hair out of there. So it looks a little better. It's not exactly how I drew it on there. As you can see, it's shorter than the other one. It's not square. And it was just, I couldn't get it the way I wanted it to get. And I didn't know how to fix it after that. Now I'm just still trying to clean up some patches where I can still see scalp and get that line as clean as I need it to be so it looks like the design that I want it to look like. And this is my last time. If this glue doesn't work, then flocking just isn't for me. Like, I don't know if tacky glue would be better. I feel like school glue should do just fine. I honestly wasn't expecting for this project to be this enhanced. This is like days. Like putting it on, letting it dry, make sure it's fully dry, and then it not sticking. So the back of this, again, is bothering me. I cleaned it up with a little acetone, tried to get it the way I wanted it to look, tried to get it centered, using the razor to get off any extra. And it's just like, you see how it's low on one, high on one side, low on the other side. Like it's not even, the point's not pointing. Like I didn't expect this to be this dramatic and this much extra work. Like I could never be a barber. Like at this point, barbering is not my career. So again, I'm gonna let this sit for some time, make sure that the glue dries, and hope this is my last time applying flocking on this doll. It might be my last time, whether it sticks or not. It just might be a patchy doll. The Virgo in me won't let it be a patchy doll, but that's how I feel. So I let the white glue dry, and now I'm gonna brush it off and see what we have. Trying to get some off of his body, like the flocking was everywhere. And it looks pretty good. It looks like it's not coming off in the places where it just wasn't sticking, adhesiving. And my line still looks a little, sketchy. One is thicker than the other. They're not even. Just trying to bang some of that excess that's stuck on there off. The back looks a little better. But it definitely stayed. The white glue was way better than the adhesive that came with the flocking. So it definitely stayed. It looks better. Just want to clean it up a little bit more with the acetone. The spots that just are bothering me. It's like a little too messy for me. Clean some of the chalk off of the hairline. Try to get it a little bit more crisper, a little more straighter. Even though Rose told me to leave the white line chalk. I don't know if that's like a thing in our area, like to leave the white line chalk, but guys in our area do that. I just didn't want to do that to my doll. But all in all, I think it turned out great. It did take like a lot of tries. I feel like next time I'm not even going to use the adhesive that comes with it. I'm just going to use regular school glue or tacky glue. I might try to tacky glue with the waves to like a thicker glue that I can maneuver after it dries halfway. Unfortunately, I did clean up his chest area with some acetone a little bit to get the hair off, and it kind of made him extra shiny, which is not what I wanted. And that's it for today, dolls. Thanks for watching. Bye.